Losing belly fat can be much easier than you think. Most people waste time on quick fixes like body wraps, fat burners, and celebrity workout programs, not realizing that having a flat stomach is actually the end product that comes from making the right decisions on a daily basis. By taking the correct actions every day, you'll be on the fastest path towards a slimmer waistline. And the first thing that you're going to have to do every day is have the right mindset. Most people who want to lose belly fat as quickly as possible are looking for a temporary solution. You have to understand that getting lean and staying lean is actually a lifelong pursuit. Even if you burn away your belly fat by doing some kind of crash diet, you're going to gain it all right back as soon as you stop that unsustainable diet plan. So instead, you should think of being fit as something that you have to do every day for the rest of your life, just like brushing teeth, putting on deodorant, or taking a shower. Of course, you can have cheat days, you can enjoy your favorite foods, and you don't have to be in the gym every single day, but overall, you should always be thinking of getting lean as a lifelong journey rather than a destination with a clear endpoint that allows you to just relax, take it easy, and maintain your results afterwards without putting in any effort. So that's why on a daily basis, you also want to follow a plan that you can actually stick to that helps you eat fewer calories. The less effort and willpower that you have to put into this, the more sustainable it'll be. So your best approach is going to depend on your preferences as an individual. For example, some people are more than happy to log every last bite that they eat into a calorie tracking app like MyFitnessPal to make sure that they don't eat too many calories. Others might find that this is a huge hassle that makes them obsess about their calories all day long and requires constant time and attention. For some people, being on a low-carb, high-fat diet works very well, but for others, it might be extremely difficult to stick to. So you have to find a plan that's full of foods and meals that work with your preferences. This is why fasting may be something that you should consider doing every day if you don't want to track your calories or micromanage your portions. If done right, fasting on a daily basis can really speed up fat loss and make it easier, leading to a smaller waistline. This is because fasting allows you to eat larger, more filling meals and essentially allows you to save your daily calories for 1 or 2 meals rather than the typical 3 to 6 meal a day strategy. If the goal is to lose belly fat and to accomplish that you have to reduce calories, it's easy to see how eating fewer times per day can help you lose inches faster. So you can try skipping breakfast and only eating 2 meals a day, or you can try only eating 1 meal a day. As long as you're eating real foods once or twice a day, there's only so much healthy food that you can eat before you're too full to continue eating, which is why fasting or time-restricted eating works so well. But for any plan to work, regardless of whether you track your calories or not, or you're on a high-carb diet or a low-carb diet, or you're fasting versus eating regularly, one extremely important thing that most lean individuals do is they stick primarily to single-ingredient, unprocessed foods every single day. These are foods that only have one ingredient, which is the food itself. Examples include broccoli, carrots, spinach, apples, berries, eggs, salmon, beef, turkey, and even carbs like potatoes and rice. By focusing on single ingredient foods, you not only provide your body with the necessary building blocks for optimal function, but also create a more satiating eating experience. The high fiber and high protein content in these foods helps you feel full, automatically preventing overeating. Your body also typically expends more energy digesting whole foods, and that leads to an increase in metabolism. The low calorie density along with the high nutrient density of these foods supports sustainable fat loss by nourishing the body, enhancing fullness, and naturally promoting healthier eating patterns. This is also why you want to avoid or at least limit simple sugars on a daily basis. If eggs, broccoli, and lean ground beef are good examples of low calorie density single ingredient foods, there's no better example of a high calorie density food than sugar. Not only do simple sugars cost a ton of calories while hardly filling you up at all, but sugar triggers your brain's reward system, releasing dopamine in a similar way to a drug, making you crave more sugar in the future. This creates a vicious cycle, and simple sugars are everywhere. They're in your coffee, in energy drinks, and most processed foods. But they can be even more tricky. For example, Greek yogurt with added fruit in it is full of sugar. You think you're being healthy by getting kombucha, green tea, or almond milk, but it's all full of sugar unless you specifically look for zero sugar alternatives. There are even some seasonings that are full of sugar, and all of these calories tend to go on top of the calories that you're already eating on a daily basis anyway, because they don't fill you up. So make sure you check labels and try your best to minimize simple sugars. Now, this doesn't mean you can't snack. You can totally incorporate smart snacking every day, especially if you want the plan to be sustainable. Snacks like beef jerky, fruit, and butter-free popcorn are all very different when compared to snacks like cookies, chips, and ice cream. These snacks are far more filling based on the calories they provide. I have a video full of excellent fat-burning snack options that I'll link up in the description below that you can check out afterwards. In either case, you should primarily be doing your best to prioritize protein and vegetables in your diet every day before consuming snacks. Again, this will automatically help you control your portions and eat fewer calories. Protein-rich foods take longer to digest, keeping you feeling full for longer periods and reducing the urge to snack unnecessarily. In a similar way, loading up on vegetables not only provides essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, but also contributes to a visually appealing and full plate of food. The high fiber content in vegetables is what adds bulk to your meals and fills your stomach, making you feel satisfied while consuming significantly fewer calories. Also, going back to protein, thanks to protein's complex structure and amino acid composition, it requires more energy and effort to break down, metabolize, and use these amino acids for many different physiological functions. These steps demand energy, resulting in a higher thermic effect for protein compared to fats and carbohydrates. Up to 30% of protein calories can be burnt off just by digesting the meal. Protein also helps you build and maintain muscle, further enhancing your metabolism. And muscles are something that you should be training with weights as often as you can. It's proven that training your muscles more frequently each week helps them grow faster. Muscles are more metabolically active than fat, so having more muscle mass means your body burns more calories at rest to maintain those muscles, contributing to a higher overall daily calorie expenditure. Now, you really don't have to work out every single day to see your belly getting smaller. You can do 3 full body sessions per week and call it a day, and you'll technically be training each muscle 3 times a week. But you're going to get significantly less volume than someone that's doing many more total sets and reps for each muscle group by training more total hours during the week. Obviously, you need rest days, so a great split that I've recommended in previous videos is chest and back on day 1, legs on day 2, and arms and abs on day 3. Then you take a day off and repeat the whole process. But another thing you'll want to do every day, and especially during your workouts, is focus on maintaining as much strength as possible. Usually during a calorie deficit, you will lose some strength because calories are what give your body energy to squeeze out those last few reps. Your goal should be to maintain as much strength as possible, or if you're a beginner, you may even be able to gain some strength while in a calorie deficit. This is why you want to eat enough protein every day, but also you shouldn't just be lazily dropping significant amount of weight from the bar just because it's harder when you're cutting calories. It's important to maintain your strength because that's precisely how you're going to maintain muscle, and doing that once again is going to help you keep an elevated metabolism, making it much easier to keep that belly fat off. Now, as far as cardio, you can throw in some cardio sessions, but the best form of cardio for fat loss that you can do every day while you're cutting calories is simply walking. You can do this on the treadmill, or you can simply take a 30 to 60 minute walk daily. The reason why I recommend walking is because it's very low impact and it's not going to interfere with your weight training sessions by leaving you sore and exhausted. Doing excessive cardio can also reduce your non-exercise activity thermogenesis by leading to fatigue and decreased spontaneous physical activity throughout the day. If you're already cutting calories from your diet, it's easy to fully drain your energy levels by doing too much cardio, making you more sedentary during non-exercise periods, which in turn lowers your daily calorie expenditure at rest. Meanwhile, a typical 60-minute walk can burn 200 to 350 calories a day, which can really add up by the end of the week if you're doing it every day without interfering with your weight training program. Another thing you should do every day is wake up and go to sleep at around the same time and try to get a minimum of 7 to 9 hours of sleep daily. Getting enough sleep is crucial for losing belly fat due to the huge impact it has on hormonal regulation, especially revolving around appetite and metabolism. Insufficient sleep disrupts the balance of hormones like leptin and ghrelin, leading to increased hunger and cravings for high-calorie, unhealthy foods. Also, poor sleep impairs insulin sensitivity, making it more challenging for your body to regulate blood sugar, which can promote fat storage, specifically in the abdominal region. There's an old bodybuilding adage that says that you need to focus on how you lift, sleep, and eat to get the body that you want, and it's very true. Unfortunately, sleep is often overlooked. Now, one last thing that you want to do every day to support fat loss is drink mostly water, and lots of it. Drinking more water can assist with losing belly fat in several ways. First, water helps control appetite by creating a feeling of fullness, potentially reducing overall calorie intake. Second, proper hydration supports the body's metabolic processes, ensuring efficient fat breakdown and utilization. Lastly, water is essential for the proper function of enzymes involved in fat metabolism, contributing to the body's ability to burn stored fat for energy. The exact amount of water you should drink per day can vary based on individual factors such as age, weight, activity level, and climate. However, a common guideline is to aim for about 8 to 10 cups of water per day, which is roughly 64 to 80 ounces. So that about wraps it up. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure you subscribe to the channel.